Hey everyone, I'm Allison.
I'm Bryce,
and we're Better Half Reviews. And today we're talking about
Ghoullitine.
It's a card game designed by Vincent Baker, and the art is by Abby Edwards, and it's published by Vindicated Entertainment.
This game is a ghoulish take on blackjack, where you're trying not to bust, which is 13 in this game. Ooh, what a lucky number. But let's see how we play it.
Alright, let's check it out. Alright, to play your game of Ghoullitine, whoever is dressed most like they're ready for Halloween is going to do the shuffling and dealing. After you shuffle it up, each player gets 3 cards. If you're playing with 3 or less players, you get 5 cards each. So we've got it set up for a 2-player game, so what I'll do is play down a card. All the cards have different numbers on top. That will move up the counter, and so once this goes all the way up to 13 and then passes it, whoever played that card would lose. So, play my card down, the Boogeyman, for 3, put it on the 3. Now that I've done the numbers, I can do the ability on the card. It says, put 1 card from your hand on the bottom of the deck, draw a card. So, pick this one, and I'll put it on the bottom, and I get a new one. And then it would be the next player's turn. Some cards have a 0 for the number, but if you read their ability, sometimes it'll give you a different number instead. So the Blob says, discard the top card of the deck, the Blob's number becomes that number. This would become 5, so I move it up 5. The first person to bust to go over 13 will be eliminated from the game. If you're playing with more than 2 players, you would continue the round until there's only 1 player left, or until everyone has depleted their cards. And you play this game best 3 out of 5. So there's lots of different cards here, different abilities. If you do bust, you can't use the ability on the card. You always have to count up the number first. If you'll notice here, this has a -3. If you ever happen to go into negative numbers, so say we were only at 1 when I placed the -3, obviously we can't go past 0 on this. So you have this red marker to show that it's a negative number, so we would go to -2. And it would stay into the red until a number was placed high enough to change it back to positive. There's a few other minor rules, but that's the gist of how you play Ghoullitine. Alright, so that's how you play the game. Let's talk about how we feel about it. Bryce, what are some of the pros?
Well, this is a really quick, easy, light game to play, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to learn, teach, and play. And I like that, it's a good gateway game for people who don't play games outside of, the normal mainstream stuff, because most people are familiar with blackjack or 21, how to play that. So this game is super familiar and a very good first step.
Yeah, if you have someone that likes to play a lot of cards, like you can teach them this game and maybe transition them into some more, hobby card type games.
Mm-hmm. And something else I like about this game is it's a Halloween themed game. We don't actually own many of those. A lot of Halloween things are like super deep and dark and scary or whatever, which I'm not opposed to. But I like that this Halloween theme, like even though there are like creepy creatures in here, they still seem like lighter and more, friendly, for lack of a better word. It's more approachable.
Yeah, you're not like building a human out of dismembered body parts.
Yeah.
You cut that out. I was thinking of the Frankenstein game.
Yeah, Abomination.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So, Allison, what are some of the cons?
Well, I would say that the 2-player game is okay, because since there's only 2 players, it's just back and forth, so there's not really a big mystery of, okay, they put it at 12 or it's at 13. If I put down anything else, it's going to go over 13. But, there are the 0 cards and whatever, but I feel like it shines better when you have more players than 2.
Yeah, and some of the abilities on the cards aren't as useful at 2-player.
That is true.
Because you're like, okay, I need to wait to play this to actually get something useful out of it, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, I can't play that now.
Yeah, where it says, like, if all other players such and such, or, like, when it says, like, all other players, it kind of doesn't flow as well with just 2-player. But yeah, that's kind of what happens with normal card games that have, like, take that aspect. You can play it at 2, but I recommend 3 and up.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that.
Any other cons?
I don't think so. Like, this is a pretty light, easy game. There's a lot of luck in the cards that you're drawn.
And that's the game of blackjack too. It's
Yeah,
just
I
a
was
lot of
gonna
luck.
say it's just the nature of a card game. If you really don't like lucky and kind of take that games, then that'll be a con for you. But
Mm-hmm.
if you expect it and you're okay with it, like that's not a con.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's what we think about Ghoullitine. I think it's a fun twist on a regular game that you're used to playing. I like the different abilities and the cute artwork. Like the blob is one of my favorites. But yeah, so this game is available right now for purchase. You can check it out on their website. We'll put a link down below where you can buy the game if you want it.
And if you're not following us on Instagram, I don't know what you're doing, but we do play games like this and other games live sometimes, and we have little contests about asking people who's going to win, our nightly games and stuff, which is usually me.
That's why I kind of stopped asking people most of the time.
People learn pretty quickly that they should vote for me. But anyway, we have a lot of fun things going on Instagram, so you should go follow us there as well.
Yes. All right, so I'm Allison.
I'm Bryce, and we're Better Half Reviews.
Happy ghouling!
Have fun.
You play a guillotine. Dang it. Shing.
Your glisten.
Yes. It's sparkle. Sprinkle party.
Are you a vampire?
Yes.
Oh.
I don't like the
That
sun.
explains a lot, actually.